Greetings, visionaries. This is your host, the INFJ Visionary. I thought we'd talk a little bit about decisions today and how decisions basically create our reality. Uh, yeah, I have a friend. She's actually an INFJ as well. Now, her opinion is that there is no such thing as free will, and I don't think that's true at all. In fact, she's actually a very, very smart person. So I respect her opinion on this, but I don't agree. I think it's self-evident that we have free will. It's time to get up in the morning. You can decide. Maybe it's a little early. You decide. Uh, I'm going to get out of bed right now, or you decide. No, no, I'm just going to lay here. Well, just think of that. That's one big decision. That decision is maybe the biggest decision you'll make all day because the whole chain of events that will constitute your day, the people you meet, the people you run into, everything is going to start from that. Right, and so to assume that it was already pre-decided, pre-configured that when you would get out of bed, that's the thing. We can't prove this stuff, so anyone can really entertain any point of view they like. And if that is the case, then it's certainly more productive to entertain the point of view that your decisions will constitute how your reality goes. They will decide your fate. Now, that said, there's there's got to be a bit of grace with this idea because you're not the only one that's playing the game. You're the one writing the script for your life, and you're the director and the main actor. But everyone else is doing the same with their lives, and we all are interacting and having an influence and influx on each other's lives. There's no question about that in my mind. So, for that reason, it's especially important to be careful about what sort of people you include in your life. There are some people you don't have a choice. They're just there, and you've got to deal with it. That's generally referred to as family. You could include your job and all that in that as well. But what I would say there is if you're forced into an employment situation with someone that you find is distinctly unproductive to your existence, just find another job, move on. There's a lot of different things you can do in this life, and that's sort of the point of this talk. You can, to a large degree, decide how your life's going to go, but the secret to this, I think, is not being extremely overt about it. Because if you start saying, oh, for example, say I want to be a world famous dragon musician, to the degree, and so every day I'm going to say my manifestations, and I'm going to write down my affirmations, and lo and behold, I never do become that world famous dragon musician. It could be because there's not much call, or it could be because I think it's mostly because I put that ideal on a pedestal, and the more that I made it an ideal that I wanted to achieve, in a sense, the further away it becomes from where I am. Yeah, especially with each passing moment that it's not manifesting in the way that I was hoping. So now, obviously, some people have success with this sort of overt manifesting. So great. I don't know. I don't think INFJs really. I think INFJs, we have to exist in more in that middle space. And what is that space? Well, that would be that you would like that. You would like to be that thing, but you're okay with the journey to being that thing. That you are very open to the universe making that happen for you. And any place or time that you have an opportunity to move in that direction, in large or small ways, then you do so. Now, there's a greater reality at play, and that is that sometimes the things we want are not in alignment, I think, with our what we are here to do. And in that sense, you could say that maybe is removing free will. Perhaps it's not your destiny in this particular life to be a world famous dragon musician. Perhaps you were here to do a broadcast every other day to your fellow INFJs, and that's more important to the overall plan of society. You never know. And this is one of the things. So, yeah, you can entertain all these ideas. The fact of the matter is, they're not provable either way. So, I wouldn't worry too much about that. But that's called being philosophical, isn't it? You have a goal, and for some reason it's not coming about. Hey, it could definitely be like that. Say there's that lady, that you've got your eye on. You think, wow, she's just the most amazing thing ever. If only I could be with her just for a little while, or him, as the case may be. But a lot of times what happens when these things do actually manifest, we find that we found that person to be physically very attractive and alluring, and the facade that they were projecting into the world that we found ourselves compatible with. But when you get down to the nuts and bolts reality of day in and day out existence with these people, you're not at all compatible. It's kind of like a hell on earth. Oh, heaven help you if you married this person, or if even potentially worse, you had children, and so you're entwined with them for the rest of your life in a sense, but at least 18 years, and that'd be financially and mentally and psychically and all these other ways. So there's something to be said for that. I think it's fine. It's fine to find someone perhaps very attractive, and if and it's fine to cultivate a desire to be with that person. And I honestly, and if you have an opportunity to do so, to go ahead and give it a try, but be careful, you know because if it's really meant to happen, a lot of times, I think I often refer to this principle as the universe, but I've been entertaining the concept of just referring it to as your higher self. I don't, probably because of the way I was raised, I don't really love the term or expression God, because it's so spring loaded. It means so many things to so many different people. And even the word universe, if you think about it, it's quite new agey. And I've been deep into the new age, and I have no problem with the new age. Many of the ideas that I'm espousing today are essentially new age ideas. So I don't really have a problem with the new age necessarily, but I think, if you get too precious with things, something that's nominally true, it's only nominally true. If it's not 100% true, and this is another great point I'd like to make, we don't actually have an ability to 100% know if anything's true, with one caveat, I will say, and that is that you do know that you exist. To think you do not exist while existing is going to put you in such a negative territory as to that could potentially drive you insane. So I would say that idea is pretty much off limits, because it's a dumb idea. Who's the exister that thinks they're not existing, right? Well, they're existing, obviously. What that existence is, we don't know. We don't know. That's to be true. And getting back to my other point, we don't actually have an ability to know the whole truth of this existence. But anyway, your decisions are definitely going to have an impact. So you don't get precious about them, don't get tight, but always make sure your decisions you're making are in alignment with the things that you think would be most positive for you, that would give you the most happiness, and also serve the world to the greatest degree. And until they come back, INFJs, keep on keeping on.